Freestyling with buyer questions is stupid. Find out what we should be doing in today's show. Welcome back to Year 6 of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which we release every Monday. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, master trainer, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Za Eigyo is the translation of Japan Sales Mastery. My latest book is Stop Wasting Money on Training, and the Japanese translation is Training de okane o muru ni suru no wa yamemashou. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? We're here to win in business in Japan. Let's all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. This is episode number 293. Get in sync with the client. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. We've all had the experience of talking at cross purposes with someone. Having a conversation makes sense to ourselves, which is logical and congruent, but which baffles our interlocutor. After a while, we realize we were both talking about unrelated things. This is not the type of conversation we want to be having with buyers. We want to be on song, on topic, right on the button with what we are discussing. There is no point in solving a non-issue or a minor issue for the buyer because we had misunderstood what was a real issue. Great and all good. However, how can we be sure we are understanding the critical issue for the buyer? Part of this is structural in the sense of how we construct the conversation with the buyer. Part of this is linguistic, our ability to pass the language being used. Part is our communication skill set, to fathom the nuances, perceive the unstated pieces of the puzzle, to be able to read the body language. Structural here means how good a job did we do in building the foundations for the meeting? What research did we do prior to the meeting? How much time did we allocate for thinking about how the conversation might flow? How much effort did we put into designing the questions we would ask in order to understand where they are now and where they want to be? The buyer has 2 conversations going on in his or her mind. We need to join both of these conversations. One is the conscious conversation that is based on their present awareness of the issue concerning the scale and scope of the problem. The other is a subconscious conversation that has been crushed by the weight of the world's current dilemmas requiring immediate total attention. The issues are there, they are just mentally superseded by other dramas that are grabbing their more immediate attention at the minute. They have something worrying them, and we need to know what that is. We do this by asking questions about the business. If we have arrived at the meeting with a mental list of what questions we need to ask in order to find what the key requirements of the buyer are, we will do much better. What normally happens though is a salesperson just turns up and gives a pitch. Or if they do manage to ask a question, it's too spontaneous and isolated to be really effective. It is much better to have mentally worked out the flow chart of questions like those you often see in project planning diagrams. If the answer is yes, then we go to this next question or action. If it is no, then we go to this next question or action. It is our flow chart of the sales conversation constructed before we get into the meeting. Obviously, the client conversation never follows that exact path, but our job as salespeople is to bring the discussion back on track so that we can gain the answers to the questions we are asking. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to sell more and do it more easily, do the Winning with Relationships selling course. If you can't build trust, no sale. Can't design excellent questions to understand the client's needs, no sale. Can't present the solution convincingly, no sale. Can't handle objections properly, no sale. Can't close, no sale. Master the sales process by doing the Winning with Relationships selling course now in either Japanese or English. The bestseller, Japan Sales Mastery, is the new Bible of selling in Japan. To sell to Japanese buyers, you need to create long-term partner-level trust, fully understand Japanese buyers' real needs, convince buyers with your solutions, overcome their hesitation, fear, and doubt, know how to ask for the order, ensure repeat orders. This book is the product of 30 plus years in the trenches selling in Japan. Order Japan Sales Mastery now. Welcome back. The client has some self-talk around the business. There are things that are concerning them. They are plagued with what has happened in the past as they replay those events in their mind and are fearful of a repeat performance. There are issues in the future they fear will unfold to their detriment. These are hazy ideas at this point, but there are always dark clouds on the horizon in business. There are a ton of conversations going on in the conscious and unconscious minds of our buyers, so we don't lack for opportunities to find a connection. The point is, we want to connect with those particular conversations around issues we can fix for them. To increase the chance of that happening, we need to have planned out the conversation before we get there, looking for hooks and triggers to help us to connect. We need to be designing well-structured questions which will get the client talking. When they talk at length, we receive a lot of valuable information and guideposts to help us help them. We're not doing this in a cold, hard, bright lights in their eyes interrogation fashion. We're doing it gently with the highest of purposes in mind to make their businesses thrive. We need to be very circumspect on asking the questions. It cannot be blunt or hard or harsh or too intrusive. This is our advanced communication skills on display now. We have to be able to phrase a question in a way which is easy and comfortable for the client to answer. This is how we join them in the conversation they are having in their own mind. And when we do that, we will be on their wavelength and on point. This is how we tailor our presentations to suit them, to introduce our solution in a way that is totally relevant and makes sense to the buyer. What we are offering is exactly what they are looking for, and this is no accident. It is the sum total of our efforts in planning and plan execution to hit the bullseye. That is to solve their biggest problem. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and so please subscribe on YouTube. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Hit the little bell icon to receive update notifications. Our website details are on screen now, www.dale-carnegie.cojp. It's packed with value, so certainly check it out. We try to offer as much value as possible, so you might also enjoy our other shows. In fact, we are releasing content 6 days a week. For podcasts, Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, Tuesday for the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday for the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday for the Business Pro Podcast Show, Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays for Japan's top business interviews. Now get these wherever you get your podcast. Also, every Monday we release the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Every second Thursday we release the Business Pro Television Show. And every Friday the Japan Business Master Show. Saturdays, every Saturday, we're releasing Japan's top business interviews. These are all on YouTube. We appreciate your support and please let others know about it so they can benefit too. We want to make a contribution to helping people build their careers and businesses. And so please join with us in that endeavor. In episode 294, we were talking about fear in the workplace in Japan. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you. I've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.